I have a customer support question. Do you guys still make these? You know, that's completely fair. Do they? Did they respond? See, it's stuff like this that makes me like the show. How'd you know you were bulletproof? I didn't. I just knew that you weren't. You mean the dialogue or the oily naked man? Yes. Yeah, both. I'm gonna say both. Everybody likes the oily naked man, and the dialogue is also good too. So there you go. What you crave in a relationship is what you lacked in your childhood. I'm figuring this shit out. Definitely didn't lack in my childhood, but okay. I would really hope. You know what? I'm going to stop myself right there, and instead I'm going to say, hey, EmKayShop.com, code boobin at checkout. Star Wars The Force Awakens. An interracial couple gets chased by a man with a burning cross. Well, they're not a couple. Wait, they weren't, right? Hello? I haven't lost my virginity because I never lose. Well, then don't consider it lost. Consider it on loan, you know? Leased. Borrowed. Don't consider it lost. Island Boys Fly Soldier comes out as gay after making incest content with brother. You know? One of these days I'm gonna get really mad at the people that make me read headlines like this for a living. But hey, at the very least, unlike some, I do get paid to read it. So, there are a bunch of people out there that do not, but I get to take solace in the fact that I do. I crapped on my girl's parents' bed during sex. Help! What am I supposed to do about it? How do you want me to help with the situation, dude? In 2012, after his girlfriend broke up with him, a Chicago man bought a car for $500 in her name and abandoned it illegally parked at an airport. The car accumulated over $100,000 in parking fines, which the city demanded his ex-girlfriend pay. You know, I do have a strange question. How do you buy a car in someone else's name? How do you register a car in someone else's name? Because I don't think that, sure, you can buy a car. You can buy a car cash, whatever. You know, you take $500, you go buy a car. Right. Whatever. The problem, the real disconnect for me here is how do you then register that car in someone else's name? You see, when I went to register my car recently, I needed all of my identification. I did not have the choice to register it in my mom's name or my roommate's name. I can only do it in mine. So I know that this story has always probably been bull to a certain extent. However, I'm serious. In Illinois, are you allowed to just register a car under anyone's name you want? Did he somehow have all of her documents in order to do it? How did this work? Man spends $16,000 to become a dog. Now worries if people think he's weird. It's admittedly not the most common hobby around. Wait, it's just a hobby? So at the end of the day, does he go back to being Jeff? Or is he permanently a dog? I need to hear more about this story. Either way, look at the little guy. I always told people I met Michael Jackson, but now that I found the picture, man, what the hell? Who the hell was this? I have no idea. I don't know why you thought it was Michael. I don't know why. Mom didn't see anything wrong with these throw pillows she just bought. Aw, what's wrong with the flowers? They're so lovely. Maybe your mom doesn't see anything wrong with it because she's not a prude-ass bitch like yourself. You ever thought of that? Tupac and Jada Pinkett, Valentine's Day, 1992. A bullet Tupac actually dodged. You know, I'm not making any goddamn jokes about anything involving these people. Nope. Found. Large cat was on my porch this morning. The cat ate 3 big cans of tuna. Was muddy from traveling, so I gave him a bath. If you know of anyone who's missing a tabby in or around Niles, tell them to PM me. And do it fast, please. Hello? Police? Okay, come on, you got me with that one. I was gonna say, no way in hell the police were taking him away, but then I remembered that if there was going to be a police officer that could take in Michael Myers, it's probably Leon, all right? It's probably gonna be him out of everybody. And maybe Chris. Irish midget pretending to be a leprechaun fooled over 40 women into having sex with him in exchange for his pot of gold. Okay, if you, as an adult woman, if you fall for a guy pretending to be a leprechaun who promises that he's going to share his end of the rainbow pot of gold with you, I'm sorry, I feel like that's fair game. If that's what you actually fell for, Miracle virgin birth. What? A miracle has been reported in South Texas last Tuesday. Adelaide Burke, 18, allegedly became pregnant, carried the baby to term, and given birth to a healthy baby boy. What's so miraculous about that, you ask? Here's a twist. Adelaide claims that she's never had any kind of sexual contact with a man before. Okay. It's a blessing from God Almighty, that's what it is. My Addie has never had a boyfriend, never slept a single night outside of our house, and never even been... Well, if that's true, I think the police need to be mega involved here. Or just, I don't know, the FBI? Soba. Here, Culinary Institute of America, lives in Noodle. About me. Insta. NT ramen is my guilty pleasure. What does NT stand for? I'm uncultured. Snap. The ramen so it fits in my pot. TikTok is my favorite place to search for the next ramen to cook. My weird but true story is my phone always autocorrects human to ramen. Oh, women will never know the dread of when your dick touches the inside of the toilet bowl. Oh yeah? Well, men will never know what it feels like to have a fart creep forward and go up inside your vagina, and then you gotta do a weird bend to re-fart your fart. You know? Never thought about that one before. And I don't like the idea of re-farting a fart. That doesn't seem right. Who would win in a fight? Remy, I hate this debate. He's a street rat. He would absolutely clobber Stuart with his bare hands. Stuart hasn't worked for anything in his life. Remy knows the struggle. Stuart is a little bitch. Also, Stuart's family is fucking rich. That house? Look, I'm pretty sure that house is not real. But if it was, it would probably cost like $100 million, okay? It's across the street from Central Park. It's in the middle of downtown freaking Manhattan. I mean, I say downtown Manhattan like that's not... what would be the term? I mean, you know what? For lack of better terminology, it's a duh moment. You can't be anywhere but downtown when you're in Manhattan. Regardless, though, I do have to give 1 point to Stuart. Stuart has a car, and if he gets the drop on Remy, he could absolutely run his ass over, negating the entire battle from the get-go. Actually, wait a minute. Stuart also has a plane, to my knowledge. Sure, it's a little messed up and might need some repairs, but he's got a plane and a boat! Dropped my kid off for the first day of school and noticed this. All right, let's take a look. We've got lessons, scissors, felt squares, rubber bands, drawing paper, bookmarks, and of course, wait. Oh, come on, there ain't no goddamn way. There's no way! Superglue GPS tracker to bicycle. Leave it unlocked in front of my apartment, wait for people to steal it. Chase them in my car, get out and kick their ass, take their wallets, repeat. I make $800 a month doing this. Or sorry, I made $800 in a month doing this. And now you told the world. Good job. Consent condom requires 4 hands to open, making powerful statement about consent. Oh, for the love of God, I'm tired of this image. Murdered someone. Will I get fired? I don't know, it just happened. I'm kind of worried. Will management find out and be angry? Look, it really depends on where you work, okay? If you work at Lowe's, they're probably not going to be happy that you murdered someone. If you... Oh, Tesco! See? They're probably going to mind that you murdered someone. They're not going to like that. Now, if you worked in, say, a Waffle House, they're going to take it as a badge of honor and probably give you a raise. But that's not where you are, and I'm sorry. Zuckerberg versus Musk. Dana White confirms proposed $1 billion super fight between tech titans could take place at the Colosseum in Rome after talks with Italian Minister of Culture. No, I'm pretty sure that a lot of that was figured to be bullshit. Man, imagine being so rich that you could just go, hey, how about for like a measly $1 billion we fight at the Roman fucking Colosseum, right? Even if it's bullshit, which I'm pretty sure it is, I feel like damn near every single detail about their alleged fight, except for the fact that they both wanted it to happen. Sorry, just Zuckerberg wanted it to happen. I think every other detail has been complete bullshit. Complete garbage. And man, it has been embarrassing to see Musk talk about it. Yeah, sure, buddy, sure. Ugh, man, what a joke. How in the world can you be so pathetic that you got me thinking that Zuckerberg is the cool guy here? Which, remember, if this fight ever does take place, it's either going to happen after like a decade of Musk somehow training and actually getting ready, because, you know, there's no way he's going to win now. If he fights the man now, he's going to die. That actually might be kind of cool. I'd pay for that pay-per-view. Florida woman doused herself in Mountain Dew to erase DNA after killing roommate. Okay, don't know where she read that Mountain Dew negates DNA sampling. Some little white girl between 8 and 10 in Starbucks just looked up at me and said, "Whoa, a beautiful chocolate man." And her dad literally grabbed her arm and said, "Emily, what the fuck is the matter with you?" To be fair, that probably took everyone in the immediate vicinity by surprise, Dad included. You were clearly like, "What the fuck?" And Dad was like, "Oh my God, there's no way." Where the hell did she get that terminology? How do Mom and Dad talk at home? Wait, could it be Grandma? The orgone accumulator was a device sold in the 1950s. Its inventor claimed it allowed a person sitting inside to attract, or is it orgone, whatever, a massless healing energy. When the FDA was investigating the device, they noted that one purchaser, a college professor, knew it was phony but found it helpful because his wife sat quietly in it for 4 hours every day. Ha ha, wife bad. Boomer humor, wife bad, me no likey my wifey. Okay, you see, the boomers find it funny when they let the world know that they fucking hate their spouse. They absolutely despise their goddamn spouse. Over here in reality, though, us actual grown-ups know that while communicating can be hard sometimes, neither one of you would be wrong to say, "You know, I feel like we should just get some alone time, you know? What if I, travel to a train convention and you go hit the beach or something like that for the next week? We'll take a vacation from each other." Woo, you know, I feel like a couple of grown-ass adults would probably, at the end of the day, be okay with just, I don't know, not being together every second of every fucking moment of every day. It's normal. I feel like boomers never learned to actually be honest with each other, because if the husband is honest, he's gay, and if the wife is honest, nag, nag, nag. Like, Jesus Christ, your generation is pretty sad, and that's coming from a millennial. What's the Caucasian way to... Wow, hold on. Did I just say Caucasian? What's the Caucasian way to say you got me messed up? Newsflash, buddy. I don't understand how... I don't know. That one, it doesn't seem right to me, but still cute enough, I suppose. Bro, not Officer Biscuit, too! What? Tennessee cop Megan Hall breaks her silence after being fired over sex scandal. I did say no. What the hell is the picture of the dog there for? Who did this? Which one of you? Who put the picture of the dog up in here? When you meet his family and his dad says he's seen you before but can't remember where. Man, I don't really have anything to add here. I don't. I get it. Haha. Laugh emoji. We're just gonna move this direction now. Several nurses at a Maine hospital are pregnant at the same time. Oh my God. You know, I liked that show when I was a kid. I did. And it's funny because why would a kid be watching that? When I say a kid, I was a teen. Who gives a shit? But man, I feel like I'm on Facebook. My best friend beat me up because I shat all over him during sex. Now he's threatening to tell my girlfriend that I cheated. What? Hold on! Wait a minute! My aunt called me crying and I asked what's wrong. She said God is too good. She kept saying God is too good. She crying louder. So I asked her what was wrong and she gonna say, "You know what? I owe the landlord $5,600 in rent. You remember that?" I told her yeah, and she said, "She just died. God is good." Well, I really hope that whoever takes over for that landlord does not still come for you, man. In 2015, a Chinese man was in shock when all 17 of his girlfriends turned up to the hospital at once after they saw he'd been involved in an accident on the local news. None of them were aware of each other, and some had been dating Mr. Yuan for years. It's a last name I butchered, but that's okay. I'm doing my best here. And damn, 17. This guy is probably aging significantly faster than most of us due to all of the stress of keeping all of this hush-hush. Jeez, man. How's your Monday, unknown social media manager person? I think I'm depressed. LMAO. Hi, Vicky here, managing director of socials for Amazon Prime Video. Apologies for the last message. That was an accident and will not be happening again. They shot him right at his damn desk. They killed the man. Drake reportedly shuts down restaurant for dinner with 18-year-old model Bella Harris. Let's see here. Let's see. Born April 20th, 2000. Okay, then. B20. Heard you can screw watermelons. Buy personal watermelon. Cuts a round hole. Starts screwing watermelon. Took like 40 minutes. Not much better than fapping. Felt shame. Buried melon in a shallow grave. Come summertime, that melon grew in the backyard. Family eats them. You don't want any melon, Anon? No. Never had watermelon since. Sure. Most of Robert Liston's surgeries, from amputations to tumor removals, were done in just 5 minutes. He also famously killed 3 people while performing surgery on a single person. The only surgery to have a 300% death rate. An Asian MIT student asked AI to turn an image of her into a professional headshot. It made her white with lighter skin and blue eyes. That reminds me of that joke they had in that show Woke, where the successful black comic artist, when they showed his photo initially for publicity, they made him whiter, and then after he did something that the public didn't like, they made him darker. Like, good God, this shit's getting insane. One sneeze and my trainer's kids go flying into the air. What? Physics, am I right? God, that took me a second. Devoted wife continues to care for husband after traumatic brain injury, and so does her new husband. What? Kristen and James Armstrong posed for a family photo with Brandon Smith and their 3 children. Right? Me in your sock after eating the crunchy bits? Bro, what the Yep, yeah. God damn it. You buying this is the same person? This user has digitally manipulated the second image to enlarge the woman's breasts for some reason. Oh, the internet has become the worst thing we've ever invented. FBI raid at NSA employee's home reveals over 16 million pics. FBI agents have discovered an estimated 16 million pictures of men's genitals, also known as pics, during a raid on an NSA employee's home this weekend. My dear, my darling honey bun, you need to realize that the internet out there, well, there's more than just 16 million pictures of dicks out there for you. You don't have to hoard other people's dick pics when you can just look them up for free. And then, when your home gets raided, no one gives because they're like, oh, you just like looking at pictures of It's pretty normal, I think. Country in Africa that starts with K. None of them begin with the letter K. The closest is Kenya, which starts with a K sound, but is actually spelled with a K sound. Stop it. I don't like it. I went to 14 funerals in a year's span. All were homicides, too. Is you the killer? Yeah, that sounds about right. Meet Jeff Dabe. He's had spectacular hands since birth. Wasn't this guy also like a champion arm wrestler? I mean, it feels almost like cheating because one of his fingers is thicker than my wrist, for crying out loud. And of course she would be pleased, right? Woman with 9 months left to live asks husband if she can sleep with ex one last time. Well, that sure would be a request to make. Ain't that the truth? What do you consider your greatest sexual achievement? Haven't slept with my wife in over a year and still had a baby. Apparently sperm can survive for a long time in the uterus, and when this happens, the color of the baby's skin gets darker. Oh man, when are we gonna stop that particular joke? Family of man eaten by bedbugs gets $4 million settlement, still fighting for reform at county jail. Yeah, I remember this happening. That's one of the scariest and most disgusting goddamn things I've ever heard in my entire life. It made me violently ill. I was just absolutely freaking sick. This is beyond anything I could have imagined. Be me, 21, super straight male. Get horny one night and decide to use the local glory hole. Actually kinda enjoy it. Halfway through, the person on the other side moans. It's a guy's moan, realizing I've been sucking a man's this entire time. You idiot. God, why don't you ask first? Adult superstar Johnny Sins joining James Gunn's Superman legacy as Lex Luthor. Dude, if this man had the acting chops, which I don't know, he might, we don't know, we've never seen him do anything but porno acting, if he really even has tried, but this feels like something that James Gunn would absolutely be game for if this guy brought a performance. If Johnny Sins showed up and put in the work, James Gunn would legitimately consider it. Oh, it's great. 84-year-old man fined $293,000 for possessing a German World War II tank that he kept in his basement. Why was he fined for it? It was just sitting in his basement. And hang on, how big is this motherfucker's basement? Someone asked me for a nude, so I sent them a really zoomed-in picture of Gordon Ramsay's forehead wrinkles and said it was my cleavage. Then they sent a wanking video, and now I'm in tears. Some guy just wanked over Gordon Ramsay's forehead. Thank you. That's great. I don't think Gordon Ramsay consented to this. Female tenant arrested for squeezing landlord's Okay, we read this in another dang video, or I read it earlier in this one. I don't think I did. I don't know. My brain's not really working. I'm still confused, okay? Be me, 16. Have a GF of 2 years, always been self-conscious of her cheating on me. Decide to make a fake account and hit her up on Snapchat. She doesn't suspect a thing. Eventually convinced to trade nudes. She loves it and sends pics of her ass and tits. She tells me how she would go behind her boyfriend's back and screw me whenever she could. Still going on. I don't know if I should tell her or keep going. Well, I think that you should tell her. I don't know why you would keep going with this. That seems kind of odd. Yeah, I would tell her. Yeah. Thought I was looking at a butt for a minute. All right, hold on. Give me a Oh, I see. Yep. I get why. In 1999, a waitress named Tonda was tipped a lottery ticket and won $10 million. She was sued by her co-workers for their share. Then she was sued by the customer who tipped her the ticket. Then she was sued by the IRS and almost kidnapped by her ex. Now, when it comes to winning the lottery, aren't there states or counties or whatever that, don't allow you to anonymize yourself when accepting the money? I feel like it should be required that you at least have the option. If I won however much money in a lottery win, I sure as shit am not going to be telling anyone. Not until I know for sure that I can trust them. I've got people in my life immediately that I could go, dude, I just won $500 million. Yeah, I'm going to give you 10 mil, or I'm going to buy you a new car, I'm going to buy you a house, I'm going to blah, 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 do all this crap, They know I'll take care of them. It's all these psychopaths like, oh, her ex that almost kidnapped her and such. And I understand to a certain extent the person that gave her the ticket going, oh, come on, please, man. Look, it's a life-changing amount of money for anybody. However, you tipped them a lottery ticket. Why? Probably because you thought it was fucking worthless, but it has enough sentiment behind it, I suppose, that I don't know. Maybe you two have rapport enough. However, no, the coworkers do not deserve a share. I'm sorry, it was tipped to them. And if they lost, you wouldn't be begging for a piece of the fucking paper, now would you? I don't know. This type of crap is just, nah. If you tip somebody or you gift somebody a lottery ticket and you do not specify, hey man, if you win, I get half, and they don't agree to it, then I'm sorry, you're shit out of fucking luck now, ain't you? It's too bad. All right, hold on a second here. Even though the inside of the car was a rat hole, an uncle moved from another car and sat down in front of me. I'm sorry, but I'm a man. Oh, man decides to dress up as schoolgirl to combat molesters on trains and ends up being molested. All right. Congratulations. My little cousin tried some... Oh, I see. That's great. That's great. I hope everybody has a good day.